Hello, my name is Emily, as you may or may not know, and today we are going to be talking about main character syndrome, or, hyper-individualism mixed with social media. It's a common thing for people online to post and talk about themselves as if they are the main character. I feel like at first, when people were designating them,
it's such an issue. It's literally an issue that's completely plugging everybody, everything. Everybody always acts like they're the main character, and it's so irritating, bro. Because at the end of the day, you gotta humble yourself. You gotta know where you stand at in life. That's just the beginning. Let's listen to what she actually has to say.
Themselves as the main character, it was just a way to romanticize their lives and, make the mundane seem a little bit more interesting, just so that people would, be okay and not want to kill themselves. Sometimes I need to walk around aimlessly in a cute outfit listening to sad music because it makes me feel like I'm in a coming of age film, and so what? Sue me. However, I would say that with this sense of hyper-individualism that we see online, it's only been emphasized with this main character syndrome, right? And it's sort of splintered off and given people an outlet to behave in a way where they're really only thinking about themselves. For example, the first thing that I want to talk—
I agree. I mean, I understand that everybody's gonna do what they're gonna do in their own interests, like if it's going to affect them positively, they will do it, which I understand. It's a mixture of selfishness, but also like caring for yourself, which the two could definitely get mixed up sometimes. It definitely can. I understand that because I used to be a very, 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 very selfish person, and I'm man enough to admit that. Nowadays, people just be dragging it. It just be getting dragged nowadays. It's such an issue, especially on the internet. It's just horrible.
Talk about in relation to main character syndrome is what some people call "what about me-ism." For example, there's this specific thing that I see on TikTok where, let me just give an example. So this is something that was circulating online probably a while ago by the time that this is posted, but a woman on TikTok posted a recipe for bean soup, okay? Bean soup. The main ingredient is beans, okay? A buffet of beans, mind you. And then, in the comments, people were asking, kind of dumb questions like, do I have to use this much onion? Or can I use parsley instead of chives? And it's like—
I feel like that's the normal internet. Like, that's just what's going to happen when you're on the internet. They are just going to ask questions that, it's kind of common sense that you don't have to follow anything step by step. Certain things in life you have to follow step by step. When it comes to like cooking or shit like that, it's just common sense. You don't need to do anything. You don't have to do anything. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. If you don't want to put that in there, don't put that in there. That's it. It's clear as day. Just don't do it.
You can do whatever you want. Like, no one is strapping a bomb to your chest and saying you have to use exactly this much onion. Like, just do whatever you want. But then there were people who commented things like, what if I don't like beans?
You're commenting on a video about bean soup, and you're asking the creator, what if you don't like beans? Well, then guess what? Eat shit. Like, what's the purpose in even asking somebody that? Obviously, yeah, there's trolls, but the thing is, there be people dead serious. They be so serious. They don't like something, so they expect you to tell them what to do because they don't like something. Eat shit. That's my response to it. Eat shit. Why are you telling me? I don't care. My video is about making bean soup. If you don't like beans, well, this isn't the recipe for you. Obviously, there's trolls, and you could kind of tell when somebody's being serious and a troll, but...
Can I use something other than beans for this bean soup? What are you talking about? Baby, if you don't like beans, then why are you sitting here on how to make a bean soup? Okay, why do you feel the need to make a comment about your personal taste when it clearly does not apply here?
Agreed.
Maybe they were trolling, okay? Maybe they were trying to be funny or sarcastic and I just did not catch on. However, I see comments that are similar to this much more often than I would personally like.
Thank you,
like,
Sarah.
there was a woman who was making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich for her kid, right? She was doing like a day in the life, a mommy vlog, whatever. And then someone comments, what if my kid has a peanut allergy?
Well, then don't feed them fucking peanut butter and jelly. Are you stupid? Come on now. Let's use common sense, bro. It's common sense. If they can't eat peanut butter, then don't give them peanut butter. You moron, bro. It really just, it blows my mind. It really blows my mind that people of this magnitude are on the internet. Again, it could just be trolls, but again, it's common sense. It's common sense. It's so easy to have common sense.
Make a different sandwich. Like, I'm not gonna walk into a butcher shop and be like, I'm a vegetarian, so what now? I don't know if people are commenting this type of stuff to be purposely annoying or satirical now that it is a phenomena that people are noticing and observing, or if they're just like 11 years old. But something is happening. I mean, this type of behavior kind of translates out of, things like bean soup as well. It's a similar thing to when like you post a cute picture of you and your dad, and then someone in the comments is like, oh, too bad my dad left me when I was 5.
That just reminds me of this shit. Hold on.
Do you suffer from a lack of a father figure? Do you have...
Shit, my dad left immediately, didn't wait till 5. God damn.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
I'm sorry if that was insensitive. My parents got divorced, so I kind of feel it. Nah, not really. It's not the same thing either way.
Must be nice. Or, there was an instance on Twitter where a woman tweeted, my husband and I wake up every morning and bring our coffee out to the garden and sit and talk for hours every morning. It never gets old and we never run out of things to talk about. Love him so much. A very innocent, well-intended tweet, right?
Somebody's about to spaz, bro. They're about to spaz. Or just say, my husband's cheating on me with a 20-year-old woman who could make $1 million a year off showing her ass. Like some shit like that. I promise you, something like that's about to come up.
Everyone who agrees say aye. Aye. But what transpired after this truly belongs in the history books. So this person responded, I wake up every day with chronic pain, tarsal tunnel syndrome, and wash my OCD medication down with an iced oat milk latte, but whatever. Potato, am I right? Am I right?
Everybody, this is the thing, okay? This is the thing. Everybody on the internet is so goddamn miserable. Everybody on this platform. Twitter is the worst one. Twitter is the entirely worst place on earth. That is a cesspool of dog shit. Everybody on the internet is so miserable because one, they see everybody else with Lamborghinis and big ass chains and jewelry and they're living their best life. But you gotta realize, bro, you're seeing the highlights of people's lives. You're only seeing the highlights of people's lives. You don't see what they're doing off screen. You don't see what they're doing on a regular day-to-day basis. For example, I come home, I turn on my stream and I be vibing with y'all, right? But y'all don't see the 12 hours of my day that I had before I came on stream. Y'all don't see that. You see the bags under my eyes. Bro, I work. That's just what it is. You don't see those people's day-to-day lives. You don't see your favorite influencers' day-to-day life. You don't see your favorite artists' day-to-day life. They could be miserable behind all those cameras and all that jewelry and all. They're covering up. Or, they're happy as fuck and they're just dressing nice and they got money and they're doing what they... If you want something, go after it. Go get it. Stop being miserable. Stop being miserable. If you want something that somebody else has, use them as motivation. Go get what you want. Am I wrong? It's hard work. Everybody has to work hard, some more than others. But go get what you want. Life isn't fair.
This is cute and all, but did you think of all the people who wake up to work grueling hours, wake up on the streets alone or with chronic pain before posting this? You should be mindful next time before bragging about your picture-perfect life. You might upset someone.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
What is the purpose of this communication? I'm happy for you, but it's just smug, self-satisfied, bragging if it's true. Your partner is most likely embarrassed by the tweet, or at least should be. That is unless you are flogging or something.
What does flogging mean? Flogging, a punishment in which the victim is hit repeatedly with a whip or stick. Huh? How does this fit into the curriculum here?
I don't know what flogging means. I thought flogging meant when you hit someone with a paddle in a BDSM manner. Wait, let me Google what that is. What is flogging? Oh, yes, I was right. This woman was just like, oh, I love my husband and I'm so grateful that I get to spend time with him. And then people on the internet were like, did you consider the fact that I have paper skin and glass bones and wake up every morning in so much agony that the devil himself pities me? And I understand that the average human probably does not act like this online, let alone in real life. But the fact that it's a phenomena and observable in the first place is concerning to me. If something wholeheartedly does not apply to you, there's something you can do called taking your phone and scrolling. Why do we feel the need to make things about ourselves to this degree? I mean, the what about me isms of the internet have me convinced that some people seriously cannot remove themselves from the forefront of their minds. Hi, welcome to Joe's Coffee. How can I help you?
I don't like coffee.
Okay, so what are you gonna do about that? I mean, we really only have coffee here. Maybe you should try like going to a different store, but I'm in this one.
Realistically, I've seen instances of this. I've seen them do this to me. This has happened to me at work. When I worked at Chipotle, they said that they don't like something. I said, well, I don't know what to do. And they said, well, what are you going to do about it? And I looked at them dead in the face and I told them nothing. I'm not doing shit for you. I'm not doing anything for you. Now, I don't have a bad customer service. Like, I don't act bad to customers because I already know how it is. Like, I get it. I'm a customer. You're a customer. But you're in my store and I'm taking care of you. So I'm telling you, we don't have something. If you don't like it, go elsewhere. There's nothing. I'm not doing shit for you. Everybody's just so about themselves. And I get it because I could be like that too. But bro, at the end of the day, what do you want me to do? Pull something out of my ass and hand it to you? I don't understand.
I want to make my presence known here. So, okay. Well, if you don't want coffee, I could get you a cup of water. Fuck you! Water? I almost drowned falling off of a cruise ship.
But she's not lying though. She's not lying because they start bringing shit up that has nothing to do with the conversation at all. Spoke to a girl like that once I vanished. Hey, you did what you had to do, brother.
I think he's living in Connecticut now. I honestly don't know. I haven't talked to them.
Hey! Don't be name dropping my fucking state. Don't do that shit. Who is this? Don't be name dropping. I know that we have a lot of Karens out here. We do. We have a lot of Karens out here, but come on, man.
Another facet of main character syndrome, specifically when it is executed online, not just when it's like an ideology inside of your head, is filming yourself in public, right? That's like a pretty big part of it. But because people want their individual video shoot or photo shoot, they can get frustrated when somebody is in the background or walks through the shot and like ruins the take or the aesthetic. And don't get me wrong, okay, I've been on low budget film sets before where we don't have the resources to close off an entire block, so we are filming outside, but there's people and there's cars and there's a bunch of external factors that, you know, ruin every single take that we get, and we have to keep redoing the same scenes 67 times, and I'm like screaming my head off in public 67 times in a row. So
people who take their phones or their cameras into the gym with a tripod, what are you doing? What are you doing? I gotta get my gym content in for the day. Like, bro, you're doing one rep for the camera and then you're shutting that shit off.
So I get that that's frustrating. And you know, me personally, if I see that someone is filming something outside, I'm gonna try and avoid, you know, that area so I don't disrupt whatever they're doing. And I think probably most people are like that. I think that if you go out of your way to disturb someone who's, you know, filming something or trying to take a picture, you know, whatever, then I do think that's, you know, rude. But
if you go out of your way to disturb somebody who's like taking photos or recording something, you go out of your way to disturb that, you are an asshole. That's just my opinion. You are an asshole because if you could get around them without having to like do a whole lot of shit, you should just go around. Don't ruin somebody else's day because you're an asshole. Like, you know what I mean?
You know, at a certain point, it's like, yes, you can feel frustrated, but at the end of the day, you're outside, babe. This is a public space, all right? You don't have the right to film here and have no one disturb you in the slightest. For example, there was a dance group who was covering a K-pop song and they were filming in public, right? And these kids were, it's not funny, sorry. These kids were running across the screen and the cameraman literally tripped one of the kids and he...
That's not funny at all. That's really not funny at all. Hold on, we gotta run that back. I want to see that again. Hold on. This is the most replayed moment, so you know I'm not an asshole. This is the most replayed moment of this entire video, so I'm not an asshole.
And the cameraman literally tripped one of the kids and he ate shit. Like, is it that serious, you know? Making little Timmy eat concrete. It's like just doing...
She knows the terminology. That's the best part. She knows the terminology. He ate shit. Little Timmy. Like, she knows the terminology of what we call children when they eat shit.
Another take, you know what I mean? It is never that serious that you have to hurt somebody else. You want your main character moment, you want your outfit video, you want your aesthetic Instagram post, that's fine. You're not gonna go to jail for that. But you do have to realize that at the end of the day, this public space is not a closed set. Hi, excuse me, would you mind moving? Sorry, it's just, I'm trying to film something and you're kind of like all up in the background.
I was kind of hoping that I could just sit here because, well, my mom's pretty sick in the hospital. We always used to sit here when I was a little girl and...
Right, but I'm trying to film a thirst trap, so... You know, I'm trying to have my little main character moment, right?
Yeah, I mean... Me too. You know, that's why I'm sitting here listening to sad music and
Crying.
thinking about my dying mother.
Right. Yeah, it's just, you know, my followers, they're counting on me.
A thirst trap is wild. A thirst trap is insane, to be honest. And I have seen situations like this happen in the club in real life. Girls crying. Other girls attempting to take videos right behind the girls crying. We live in a cold world.
But the tricky thing about these main character moments and filming yourself in public is that, you know, you can't get mad when people are in the background of your video.
No, you can't.
But at the same time, you really shouldn't be posting strangers online in a certain context. I think it's one thing when you're filming yourself and you are the focal point and people just happen to be passing by in the background or whatnot. But if you're posting a stranger online where they're more of the focal point and you're trying to make fun of them or you're doing it with harmful or malicious intent, I don't think that you should be doing that unless they are racist, sexist, or a genuine harm to society. And
I'm glad that she brought those points up because I think that's the exact situation that you should be filming other people. But if you're filming people just to make fun of them, you don't need to film them. You could just talk shit in your car or something. You don't have to be a grimy piece of shit.
In that case, plaster their faces in Times Square. But there are instances where you are filming yourself and there's a stranger in the background and maybe they're doing something cringe or they're giving you a dirty look or like this or that, and then
I'm a hypocrite. I forget that I recorded a video of two people doing some extremely cringe shit a very, very long time ago, and I posted it on TikTok. I'm still a piece of shit for doing that, I guess. I don't know.
You post it and then the comments are just like tearing them up, you know, and at the worst, they can even be like doxxed and receive death threats, right? A more recent example that I can think of is a woman who was filming herself in IHOP, right? And she's doing this like cringy little dance, whatever. It's not illegal to be.
I hate that video. It is the cringiest shit I have ever seen in my life.
But there's a woman in the background who's giving her kind of like a dirty look. Now, if she just posted this video and went about her business, then that would be one thing. But she posted the video with the caption, "The best part of this video is the woman judging me," bringing attention to the woman behind her. And then she proceeded to post another video where the camera literally pans in onto the woman's face and like she is the focal point of that video. And, you know, there were people defending the woman in the background, you know, saying that, you know, the stink face in question that she made was, you know, warranted. And they were basically like, girl, like, you're getting jiggy with it with your flapjacks, all right? You're being weird in public, and so I'm gonna treat you like you're being weird in public, I guess. But the woman in the background also faced like an onslaught of hate. And of course, the internet did what the internet does, found her personal information, doxed her, sent her death threats, yada, yada, yada.
But why? I don't even understand. Like, I get that this is something that should happen to certain people, like really heinous criminals, you know, like I would understand if that happened to them. This girl, all she did was she was just trying to eat, and she saw somebody doing some extremely cringy ass shit in the background. Why are you finding all their information and leaking it? What's your like, what's the point in doing that? Is there any humanity that could just accept that they don't like somebody because they did something that they didn't agree with? Why do you have to go out of your entire way to find their address, find their job, find their name, find all of their social media, and start harassing them? What's the point in doing that shit? Is it funny? Because that shit happened to me and Alyssa one time. A dude called me an orange picker and said that she should be, and every single one of her followers proceeded to find the person's job, found out that he was in the military, found out where he lived, found out his entire government name, found out everything about him within 5 minutes of posting about it. Alyssa posted about it 5 minutes later, and she wasn't saying to anybody, yo, go find this person's stuff. No, it was just, yo, this person is bugging out. And the internet did its thing. And in that situation, all right, cool. Thanks for looking out for us. But at the same time, on the other side, I'm like, yo, you have to be careful with what you post on the internet, what you comment to other people, and who you're dealing with, bro. You don't know who you're dealing with. Somebody could legitimately find your address and come and murk you in the middle of the night, and you wouldn't be none the wiser because you wanted to troll somebody. Especially the kids. The kids do not think, bro. They don't think. They don't think nothing bad could happen to them. I used to be a kid. I was one of those kids where nothing bad could ever happen to Carlos. But guess what? A lot of bad shit started happening to me. So
yada. And then, there was that other instance where, there was a woman who was filming herself at a baseball game, and then these two strangers behind her were kind of like making fun of her and being overtly mean, right? But then she posted that video. The girls in the background got dogs, found out where they were, death threats, the whole 9 yards. The usual. And I guess my thing is, okay, you wanted to post yourself having a main character moment. Maybe you had a cute outfit on, or you got cute food, whatever, right? And then someone in the background maybe made you feel insecure. You felt like you were being bullied, or you somehow you did not like what they were doing, right? So you decide you want to lightly punish them, so you post them online. But we all know how the internet is, right? You must be aware of it. It is a brutal, brutal place. It is an active war zone out there on Twitter.com, okay? It is, everybody is ready and armed, okay? The tanks are fully loaded, babe. Once you post that, whether you intend for things to go viral or not, or even if they don't even go completely viral, but they still find a small audience, things can snowball out of your control and out of anybody's control. So I guess my question is, do you think that someone being rude or mean to you in one singular instance justifies you posting them online without their permission to millions of people to potentially, get death threats, get their personal information released, potentially the information of their family released, compromising their job, and then having to go through the emotional turmoil of having the internet hate you?
No.
Is that really warranted? And I'm sure there's...
I posted on Instagram the other day, like, would you ruin somebody's life for $1 million? And my answer is no. And everybody who answered that they would, I don't really like that. I feel like that if you're willing to ruin somebody's life for $1 million, it's not good. It's not a good look. It's not a good look. Because imagine if somebody had to ruin your life for $1 million. All you got to do is dox somebody one time and they have to move now. They have to move. Or they got to sleep with something next to them at night, every single night, because if somebody starts breaking in, people SWAT. That's a big fear of mine with streaming, is if I get swatted, because I'm a Hispanic man. I speak like where I was raised, and I'm very educated. I know what can happen during a swatting.
Some people who think, they were being mean, so this is just the consequences to their actions.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And I understand that to an extent, right? And I get that if they were being mean or rude to you, a stranger, right, in one singular instance, it could be likely that they are just a mean or rude person. But here's the thing, you don't know that, right? You do not know this person. And I don't know, call me old-fashioned, but I don't think that people should be getting doxxed and stoned in the town square for making a bitchy face in the background of a TikTok.
Being rude or mean to somebody over the internet does not warrant for your entire life to get shaken up. That's not what that means at all. If you're mean to somebody online and they decide to shake up your entire life, you have to understand you're dealing with somebody who is a sociopath. I think a sociopath is the right word, because they have absolutely no care for human life. Because if that same thing would have happened to them, they would have lost their goddamn minds.
I feel like people who fall under this main character syndrome umbrella, you know, really take their personal feelings and they feel, you know, like a victim, right? You know, that they want to be like, everyone look at me, look at how I was treated, this is so wrong. And they're so focused on how they're feeling about someone giving them a dirty look or, you know, whatever, that they neglect to think about how this will affect the other person once you post them. And it's so easy to take things out of context too. You know, like maybe whatever, you were doing something in public and it just happened to be that person's last straw or something. There's been times where I probably made a dirty look at someone or had a bad like attitude or energy because maybe I had a shit day at work or maybe I am going through a breakup or something. You know, you don't know the whole story because they are a stranger.
Guilty. I have been very rude to people just based off the fact that I'm having a very shitty day. Been extremely rude to certain people, certain strangers. They just got on my nerves and then I just kind of snap type shit. But I don't ever make a big hoopla about it. You feel me? Like,
it just feels like nowadays you have to be hyper cognizant of, you know, your facial expressions, your body language, how you could come across at any given moment because you simply don't know if someone is filming you. Because if you have a bad moment and it's caught on camera and the audience decides to dogpile on you, there will be consequences. Evidently. Hey, boss, you wanted to see me? Yeah, so you know that promotion that I mentioned last week? Yeah, yes. Huge raise, better benefits. Yeah. You are not getting it. Actually, yeah, I'm actually firing you. Wait, what? Yeah. What? Why? Well, see, the company got an onslaught of emails demanding that we fire you or they were gonna bomb the building.
social media is too quick to destroy people's lives, bro. It's way too quick. It's way too quick. It could either bring you all the way up or bring you all the way down. There's no in between.
You deserve to be unemployed and rotting in the streets while pigeons pick at your toes like breadcrumbs until they're raw nubs. Which is apparently a pretty popular opinion. There's like 7 emails here saying that. You know what? This is ridiculous. Okay, I quit. Well, I fired you, but whatever. I'm going home. Yeah, actually, you don't have a home anymore. Oh shit. Okay, what? How did my landlord get in here? Well, I'm not your landlord anymore. Yeah, I'm evicting you. Evicting me? Yup, corruptamundo. I'm gonna need you to pack your things by tonight. You can't evict me, okay? I always pay my rent on time. Right. Unfortunately, the other tenants in the building have made several complaints because of your preposterous behavior, and they are quite concerned for their, vibe. You can't kick me out of my house because of a TikTok! Actually, according to the comments, we can and we should. So I hope you all enjoyed today's video. I feel like I talked a lot, like more than usual. Remember that it is fine to want your main character moment. This is your life. Like, I'm the main character of my life, just as you're the main character of yours. You know, we're all walking around this ticking time bomb, trapped in our meat shells before, you know, we all burn to a crisp, whatever. But the world is like Rotten Tomatoes, okay? All of our lives are movies, and we are all the main characters of them. But my film is only one of millions, and I recognize that. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and until next time.
Good video. That was a good video. That was a good video. I really liked it. I'll give her a like. That was a good video. I don't know. Everybody is the main character always. There's just no if, ands, or buts about it. It's just so crazy.
I don't think this love for me. I don't think you the one for me. I don't think you see me when you fucking up all in your dream. I don't think you got trust for me. Just ain't what I